Hello and welcome to the Kaizen Project. I am the Kaizen Man. I am very excited about today's episode. We're going to learn the ABCs of craft brewing and how you can brew delicious beer right at home. Microbrews have been all the rage for the past few years and they've been popping up everywhere. And if you've ever thought about brewing your own beer at home, perhaps giving it to the people that you love, then this video is for you. Today we're talking to Colin Walker, who is the Walter White of homebrewing. This guy is a master of his craft. He's taught hundreds of bartenders all across Toronto their craft. He's worked in some of the highest end cocktail bars, opened some of the best restaurants in the city. This guy has really done it all. And I'm so excited to have him on today's episode so he can show us what he knows and give us the basics of homebrewing right at home. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting right from the beginning, what first drew you to homebrewing? How did you first get started?
Actually, it was my roommate who pitched it to me. Came to me one day and asked about starting to brew some beer. It was something that he had tried back out in Vancouver while he was living out there with a former roommate, and he decided that he wanted to give it a shot again. Naturally, me being me, very hands-on. So he tried it out a couple of times. It wasn't really my roommate's thing. He decided it kind of fell off a little bit. So I picked up the flag and just ran with it.
If you were teaching someone completely new to homebrewing, what are the three basic things that you would focus on?
Three basic things. Number one, hands down, cleanliness. I've got a bottle of bleach and a bottle of sanitizer with me at all times while I'm brewing. It's just one of those safety precautions where if a batch of beer, because beer can go wrong very easily, you can get infections in beer, it cannot ferment properly, and then you don't get a good quality product at the end of it. One of the simplest ways to make sure that you're eliminating as many of the variables as you possibly can is just by keeping everything clean. Second one for teaching new people would be, don't be afraid to screw up. Like, be adventurous with this, man. I mean, at the very base level, your formula for making beer is yeast plus water plus sugar equals CO2 and alcohol. Don't cheap out. Buy as high as you can possibly afford to. Yes, it is a little bit of investment. It's actually a lot less expensive than a lot of people think.
Right.
But you'll spend a few $100s getting started.
When you first started out, what mistakes did you make? And what mistakes would you tell people to avoid?
As you're putting your beer into the bottles, basically what happens is your beer isn't carbonated at that point. Your beer is flat. In order to carbonate your beer, you have to reactivate the yeast that's in there. To do that, all you're doing is adding a little bit of sugar to your batch of beer before you put it into the bottle. Not that much, like seriously a very, very small amount. Like to do a gallon size like this, you're talking like a quarter to a half ounce of sugar.
Okay.
Teaspoon, tablespoon, mix it into some water so it's dissolved, let it cool, pour it into your beer, stir it up, puck it into the bottle.
So that's something to keep in mind. Don't put too much sugar when you're brewing beer, because that's not good.
Making those mistakes is actually pretty crucial to the learning process. So hands down, make them.
When you first started homebrewing, what did that process look like? How many hours did you put in? What kind of resources, maybe what books you read? And then since then, what have you done to keep your skills nice and sharp?
When we first started out home brewing, basically what we did is we went batch by batch.
Okay.
So we'd start out, and luckily now there's a lot of really good resources out there. There's full brewing kits that you can buy. It's literally a box that's like this big, and it has everything you need in terms of ingredients to brew your beer.
Right.
Those were immensely helpful to get the ball rolling, especially for people who didn't know what they were doing ahead of time.
Sure.
So starting with that, we'd start with a batch. We'd brew that batch. We'd wait till it went to bottle. We'd wait till it conditioned. We'd pop the bottles. We'd taste it. We'd see how it went, and then we'd start another batch. Awesome. The only thing I could say is, I mean, me personally, I just jumped into it. Like, it's one of those ones where if you're gonna do it, bite the bullet, go for it. Don't be afraid to screw up. Get out there, get some of the basics together, and just start brewing. It doesn't matter what you're brewing. Start with a pale ale, start with something, and just keep going. Try different recipes, try different ingredients. It's one of those things that it's such an organic process that everyone's journey through brewing is totally different.
Awesome. And how has homebrewing impacted your life?
It's given me a great hobby. It's become more than just a passion. It's gotten to the point where, like I said before, I'm actually working right now to go back to school to actually take brewing a lot more seriously.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
See you next time. There you have it. Let the home brewing begin. I definitely learned a lot from that video, and I hope you did too. Leave a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. It's the Kaizen Man. Until next time.
How did homebrewing affect your life? One more time.
Awesome. Okay, let's start from the top. I certainly learned a lot from that video, and I hope that you did too. Leave a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Please. I was definitely going to say please.
Please. All right. One more sign up. I like that one, but one more sign up.
Yeah, definitely one more.